We can read articles in popular science journals in last years about parallel universes, about some double universes and all kind of such things. There is only one universe, but this universe is multidimensional. Okay. Atoms are three-dimensional. Electromagnetic radiation already is four-dimensional reality. But there are more subtle layers of the universe, more subtle layers of energy are existing. Electromagnetism is not the only type of energy that exists. We have much more subtle energies. And I did an experiment 30 years ago and more, that these subtle energies, which are integrated in the living organism, they increase its weight. Living organism has bigger weight than the same dead organism. And also opposite experiment was done when we have the mass closed systems in which yeast are growing in anaerobic system. the weight of the system is increasing, because when organic mass is transforming into living mass, this integrating these subtle energies in the organism, and that's why weight is increasing. We have to understand this very clearly. The mass of the living organism and of the same dead organism is the same, but the weight is different. These subtle energies go far beyond this, let's say, rational understanding of what is life. Life is a complex system. That's why I develop a model where these subtle energies are described with the more dimensional complex spaces. We know that complex number has a real component and complex component. So we will really never grasp subtle energies as we have done with electromagnetism. Okay, but we can search for these subtle energies also on the, let's say, in the experimental way. Consciousness is defined as a complex n-dimensional space, actually as a photons that are in the complex n-dimensional space, and their frequency is tending to infinite. This is only a mathematical description. Consciousness is something else, but we can experience consciousness. So consciousness studies in the frame of these subtle energies without having experiential component, everything is just in vain. This quantum theory of consciousness and what is consciousness. We have to understand that consciousness is not an object. Consciousness is not an atom. Consciousness is not an elementary particle or wave, let's say like a photon. Consciousness is subjective. The observer is a function of consciousness. So I would be delighted that I am now searching for scientific cooperation uh, to repeat my experiments with the with the weight difference, life, death, because I believe this is a breakthrough experiment that will show that life is much more complex and does not stop with the electromagnetism. Actually, how living organism is working. We have the organism. Organism has different organs. Then we have different tissues. Yeah, we have we have then different cellular systems, different cells which are building organs, and then we have different molecular structures, and these structures are built out of the molecules, and molecules are built out of the atoms, and atoms are built, actually this is structured energy of superfluid space. And the more subtle energy is electromagnetic radiation in the living organism. In Europe, this was studied by Dr. Fritz Popp. We call this today biophotons. Every living organism has a coherent electromagnetic field, but there are more subtle levels of the energy, which are actually energetic origin of higher cognitive functions in living organism, as our ability to be able to observe how mind works, as our ability to stop out of psychological time, and our ability to be to have empathy for life. Empathy for life is the highest cognitive function, and we are not teaching that at universities. That's why when you are graduated, you are already a kind of a biocomputer. We should, the first thing in educational system worldwide should be reinforcing and supporting human ability to be conscious, to develop empathy for life. Our educational system is about fight, who will be better. That's why we have a world as we have. So I will be delighted if some research group could repeat my experiment with worms. Definitely, I don't suggest to use more developed organisms, mammals, or something like this, because, you know, mouses already, which are used in laboratories for so much. These are living beings as we humans are. But okay, if we want to really prove this fact that the subtle energies are present in living organisms and that they increase weight, this could be done with the earthworms in a very good way. So my experiment was done. All physical circumstances are controlled. We have experimental test tube, controlled test tube, so this can be proved without any doubt. Today the balances are 100 times more precise than back 35 years back when I did this experiment. And really, I will be happy if someone will repeat this experiment. Thank you in advance.